Welcome, Beat the Heat Nation. This is episode 6. We've got a lot in store for you, Chandler. What are the headlines for today's episode?
Alrighty, we are going to get into some NBA. We got a lot going on there. MLB and the Masters. It's a lot of stuff. I don't feel like reading this morning. I'm a little tired, so let's jump right into it.
Let's just jump right in. So, the NBA. Luka Doncic faces a one-game ban after getting his 16th technical last night.
Stupid. It was a foul.
Dude, the man done slapped his shoulder.
The man was grabbing on him the entire way down the court. I don't know what you're talking about. It was a foul halfway down the court.
Dude, the refs this year are on a different level.
It has been supreme trash. I think we need a segment for reffing every week where we just call out a ref in the NBA, MLB, whatever you want to call it. We're just going to single out somebody every week for the crowd.
They hunt us down.
Dude, facts.
They'll hunt us down and just you won't see us the following week after that episode.
We'll disappear to Russia or something.
Yeah, for real, something like that. I don't know. But Luka facing that one-game ban. However, after last night's win over the Portland Trailblazers, the Dallas Mavericks have secured a home court advantage in the playoffs.
Yes. And
first time since 2011.
Oh, yeah.
We all know how that happened or what happened after that.
We took home the ship.
Yes, sir. Maybe it's our year.
Maybe.
It
would be nice.
You know, if the Mavericks make it to the finals, there's going to be a very, very wealthy man that we know.
Mark Cuban.
Well, not just Mark Cuban.
Who?
Your uncle.
That's true. He's going to sell a lot of tickets.
He's going to sell a lot of tickets. But, no, if the Mavericks make it to the finals, man, that'd be insane. That'd honestly be insane because you have a small ball lineup. The only big man you really have, or big man that you really have is Bobby.
Yeah.
I mean, man, dude is just 7 foot. 18 inches.
I consider like Dwight Powell and everybody else on the line more like a power forward anyway.
Yeah, they're all small, but I mean, it would be really nice to see. However, I don't know if the Mavericks would get past the Suns.
That's true.
The Suns are scary.
I honestly think we can beat everybody in our conference, including the Suns. I think a lot of the time we just don't show up when we need to.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not clutch sometimes.
Well, the thing is lately you've been looking at some box scores, and you'll see Luka 36 points.
Yeah,
he'll have a double.
Yeah,
you'll see 32 points. You'll see 35 points. You'll see 28 points.
And then you look at every once.
You see a triple double here and there, and then you look at the other guys, and they're like 2 for 14.
Yeah,
you got 10 points. You got 12 points. You got maybe 8 points, and it's like everybody was off that night besides Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
So if everybody is on, if you get Reggie Bullock hot, if you get Spencer Dinwiddie hot, you get Jalen Brunson hot, it's over.
Yeah.
I don't care what team it is. It is over.
And it's not even about having a superstar. I mean, we look at Dirk. Dirk was a superstar, but he did not have the lineup that you want to even say the Lakers have or anybody. A lot of teams that are being really successful in the league have, and he won a championship. Luka, I don't think he's completely in that category with how kind of Dirk was. And shout out to all the guys Dirk had because they came through and they played. I mean, you look at everybody. I mean, you had Jason Terry scoring 22 points a night, Jason Kidd. You had a bunch of veterans that came together and they got it done. That's what the Lakers were trying to recreate, by the way. And it did not work. But it worked for the Mavericks. And I think if we could figure that out to get everybody to come together every night, night in, night out. If somebody's not going to show up, somebody needs to step up.
I agree. I think Jason Kidd's doing a really good job as a head coach this year. I think bringing that veteran mentality to the game, to the organization. I think he's doing a really good job. But let's move on to who you just stated.
The Los Angeles
Losers. Man, LeBron to miss the Lakers' last 2 games due to an ankle injury.
Yeah, that's crap. That's fake.
I feel like
fake news.
Yeah, it could be fake. Him, AD, Carmelo, Russell Westbrook
should be a super team.
Definitely. They should not be out of the play-in tournament. They should have been number 1 or number 2 in the West. But I feel I think just because he says he's missing these last 2 games because of an ankle injury, I think they're probably getting their tickets ready to go to Cancun.
We're going to Cancun. Gonna ride the banana boat.
Go. Dwayne Wade's gonna beat him there.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, he's like we said, he's not gonna play in the last 2 games. They lost to the Phoenix Suns, knocking them they're out of playing contention because they lost to the Phoenix Suns. It's just like, what do you say to that?
Yeah.
I mean, you're so-called. I was listening to Stephen A. and I posted this on my story on my personal account, but Stephen A. came out and was like, look, the GOAT conversation, LeBron is now got to be out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You're 37. You've averaged 30 points per game this year. That's insane. Okay, I'm props to you, but you had a super team.
Yeah.
You had Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, yourself, who you say is who you call the greatest of all times, and you couldn't even make the play-in tournament.
Yeah, definitely.
The play-ins. I mean, I get it. People were hurt. I get it. People had off nights, but you had a super team.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Warriors. The Warriors were hurt. Steph's been out for the past. He's out for the rest of the season. You had Klay Thompson, who didn't come back till January.
Yeah.
Draymond Green was off and on.
And by the way,
they're in fourth place.
Yeah, Klay Thompson though he's lighting it up. I mean, he's got 30 points or more in like his last 3-4 games. He's going off. But yeah, the Lakers. And you look at the worst record in Lakers history is Kobe's last season.
Yeah, Kobe's last season. I mean, he was already
like 50 something. I don't know.
Well, like they were, I saw this on Instagram as a post saying that this year's record was the 7th worst record in Laker franchise
with
history.
The super team.
But honestly, I take a look at it and I'm like, considering the roster that they had, is it the most disappointing in franchise history?
I would agree with that. I don't know what 2 through 6 looks like, but just knowing that Kobe, his is the worst season as far as record wise. But you look at the team he had. I mean,
you had D'Angelo Russell and Swaggy P worrying about their ex-girlfriends and cheating on each other and everything else. So I mean, that was a different side of things.
Did they even have Kyle Kuzma at that point? Was Kuzma on the team? No.
If he was young.
I don't know. They didn't have anybody at all.
They didn't have stars. The only star was Kobe, and Kobe was retiring after that year. His last game, dropping 61, said deuces. Okay, so I mean, but this I believe, and I will stamp this as an approval.
Bangs it on the table.
Yeah, bangs it on the table. Stamp of approval. You can DM me and say your opinion towards me about this statement. I don't care. Come at me.
At Beat the Heat on Sports.
Beat the Heat on Sports. Come at me.
Get the Addy out there.
But this is the most disappointing season in Lakers history. You had 4 All-Stars on the team. Most disappointing. Yeah. Y'all should have made the playoffs. Yeah. No doubt about it.
And they did not have a bad bench either.
No.
They had plenty of options. Horrible coaching. Coach is gone.
Yeah, Frank Vogel, he's gone after the season.
Frank.
Bye, Frank. You can join him in Cancun for one last go.
Will be a Dallas Maverick. I don't actually know if we would want him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, go. LeBron's good.
I think we're going to go after Giannis.
Yeah, no, I think, honestly, one thing that would benefit the Mavericks would be, at this stage, at this point in the NBA, Nikola Jokic. You have 2 European brothers together, it's over.
Yeah, well, we saw it happen last time we got some Europeans in there together. The unicorn ended up sailing away.
Yeah, well, Nikola Jokic isn't as hurt as...
That's very true.
I mean,
he's got some beef on his bones.
He at least plays in majority of the games. But
speaking of Nikola Jokic,
first player to ever record 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 500 assists in a season.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's definitely putting up MVP numbers. I don't know who's going to win the MVP race. Apparently, Joel Embiid is very hurt right now.
Yeah.
That he is not getting the respect that he thinks he deserves.
Yeah.
I don't know who should win MVP, though.
Honestly, in my opinion, I have to say Nikola Jokic is the MVP of the season. I mean, to record 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 500 assists in a season, yes, I get Joel Embiid is a beast.
Yeah.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is a beast. But look at the numbers.
Has he won MVP yet?
Nikola?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he had. I know he's been in the runnings too the last 4 or 5 years. He's been up there every year with being a big man too and being that good. He's putting up wild numbers.
No, the thing is he's the MVP this year.
Yeah.
He's got to be. I mean,
especially if you put up a once in a lifetime numbers like you did.
Yeah, I mean it's insane to see what Nikola Jokic is doing this year. I mean, he's averaging 27 points a game. He's 13 rebounds a game and 7 assists a game.
Wow.
That's just this season.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to take a look at. I mean, it's just his stats for the year is just unbelievable.
Yeah, he's going off for sure. He's torching people.
He is torching people.
And that man is not only can that man finish around the rim, that man has great court vision. He's just a great all-around basketball player. He's got low-key a little bit of handles too. I've seen him take the ball down the court before. He can handle the ball. He can handle a game. He can handle the pressure too.
Yeah.
Not like LeBron apparently.
LeBron, you haven't been able to do anything.
The straps on the backpack have broken. It is all falling down.
Yeah, just go back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Finish your career.
Bronny.
And call it quits.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the Grizzlies. John Morant is questionable for the Pelicans game. John Morant's been out for quite some time now due to that right knee.
Still has not stopped the Grizzlies, though.
Still has not stopped the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies have been insane. I mean, they are sitting at second in the West with a 55-25 record.
Yeah.
They're not going to, play-in start next week, so it doesn't really matter. They're in second place regardless. But it hasn't stopped them.
No.
I mean, John Morant, yes, they've had some losses here and there, but I honestly, when I saw John Morant go down
I thought the season was over for them.
I thought they were just going to tank.
Yeah.
Because John Morant is a facilitator on the court. He's a field general.
Yeah.
He's just unbelievable. He can create lanes. He has unbelievable athleticism.
Explosive player. Gets the crowd into the games. Just he's an all-out performer, showstopper. I mean, he can entertain within a basketball game and make you want to be there. I mean, we went to the Mavs game, watched Ja play. Actually, we watched Ja not play. Ja was injured, and this is what I was going to hint on how good the Grizzlies are even without him. They're a young team, and they just have no stop. It seemed like they could continue, and I think that's one of the things that puts them in the race late in games and helps them to close out games is they're so young. They have so much athleticism. Bane, last name Bane, Desmond Bane. That man, he dropped like 36 points the night we watched him play the Mavs, and Ja is just sitting on the bench in like being amazed. I didn't even know who Desmond Bane was until this season, and he's kind of a breakout now. He's actually pretty freaking good basketball player.
Yeah, in the last 9 games that John Morant's been out, the Memphis Grizzlies have gone 7-2.
Yeah.
I mean, and those 2 losses are in the past 2 games.
Okay.
So they were 7-0 prior to the last 2 games.
And then you get closer to the end of the season.
Yeah, you got 2 games.
We're kind of sitting people back. Our game plan has changed. We've already secured the second seed.
You got 2 home games left. You play the Pelicans on Saturday, and then on Sunday you play Boston.
I think they're winning the Pelicans game.
You're winning the Pelicans. I think you're losing the Boston game because I mean you have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. You got those cats that are out there, and those guys are just taking over the game because they're still trying to fight for the seed. I mean they're right behind the Milwaukee Bucks. They're 1 game back, so those are must wins for them. I mean that game is a must win for them for sure.
Real quick, I got to ask you, who do you have as of right now? Say it was 1 through 8. Clippers are the 8 seed versus the Suns. Who you got winning that? Clippers and Suns.
Ooh, In a 7-game series, I have to go with the Suns.
I think the Suns are just too dominant to win.
Kawhi Leonard's not back. I get Paul George has been back, and ever since Paul George has been back, the Clippers have just gone off. They brought back their winning record, or their 500 record since Paul George has been back, but they need Kawhi to get past the Suns. Kawhi is just an amazing athlete.
I agree.
He's an amazing defender, can create space. He's a mid-range specialist.
Yeah,
but without him, they are not getting past the Suns. I'm sorry.
And I think it's crazy. I'm looking at the stats right now in the standings. Excuse me. The Clippers are 500 this year. Yeah, and they're looking like they're going to make the playoffs. Okay, who do you got between Grizzlies and Timberwolves?
Ooh, I got the Grizzlies.
I think
Ja Morant will be back, and they will take over. I don't think it'll be a 4-0 sweep, but I think they will win 4-1.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to rank it by just like 1 and 2 seed or just the 1 and 2 seed, so they're definitely going to win. I just genuinely think the Timberwolves are still a relatively young team too, but I think the Grizzlies have just so much of a streak going that I don't think that they're going to lose. Okay, now this is one that will be good. Warriors and Nuggets. Jokic or Klay Thompson and maybe Steph Curry if he comes back.
Steph is coming back for the playoffs. That is a true statement. Yeah. Steph is coming back for the playoffs. But you've got Warriors versus the Nuggets in a 7-game series. Yeah. I'm sorry, but the Warriors are going to come out with that one.
Okay, I can still see that. I think
Jokic is still going to go off. Do not take me wrong.
Yeah,
Jokic is still going to go off. He triple doubles. There's going to be some high double doubles in there.
We've seen this against the Warriors before. We've seen Jokic and the Warriors play several times now.
If Steph Curry gets hot, it's over.
Yeah.
The man will just pull up from the logo it's nothing.
And they'll start double teaming him, which leaves Klay open, and then if Klay's covered, it'll pass into Draymond or Jordan Poole or whoever.
Yeah, and if you get Draymond, if you get Draymond back as that energizer on the court, he's like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah,
that man. If you put Draymond on the court, and everybody is just uplifted. You got Jordan Poole. You've got all these guys.
Toscano.
You've got all these guys on the Warriors team that can just help take over a game. That if you double team or even triple team one person, the other players are going to make you pay for it.
And that's one thing that I will say about what I see with the Warriors is it seems like when Steph is out, Jordan Poole is stepping up. Yeah. When Klay is out, Toscano or Andrew Wiggins, somebody like that is stepping up. And that's who I forgot about. Andrew Wiggins. Is he out or is he playing? Do you know?
I haven't heard much about Andrew Wiggins, so I think he's out. I believe he's out.
Yeah. I'm going to say he's out since I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything.
Usually see him, and I haven't seen him in any lineup.
Yeah, I agree. But let me ask you that on the Eastern side, who's the biggest contender? Because you had the 76ers at 1. At one point in the season, and then now they're at number 4.
I'm gonna say your biggest contenders to watch for are the Nets, the Sixers, and the Bucks and the Heat.
Yeah,
I don't think the Celtics will win.
No,
I think they still got to figure some stuff out over there before they can get anywhere. Raptors, I'm counting them out. Bulls, counting them out. Lonzo is out.
Lonzo Ball is out for the season.
Cavs are just too young. They're out.
DeMar DeRozan has been playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Bulls are making it far. No, I'm sorry. No. The Bulls are not making it far in the playoffs. I think who's going to really go off this postseason is the Brooklyn Nets.
Okay, because you're a KD fan.
Not just because I'm a KD fan, but you got Kyrie Irving back.
Yeah, that's true.
You got Kyrie. Got Kyrie and KD back on the court together. Yeah. You've got the man who can create space, who has unbelievable handles, who has better handles than Allen Iverson.
Yeah, and literally Kevin Durant, who is space because he's so tall, he just shoots over.
He just shoots over you. And it's like you got those two back on the court because the mayor of New York City has finally decided, there's not going to be a mandate for all these players.
Actually, the problem was I heard his mask, he was using it to sleep, and so it was over his eyes, so he couldn't see that there was no more COVID over there. So he's actually covering his eyes with his mask and his nose. He was scared. He was double masked up.
Double masked. But I think the Brooklyn Nets. But another person I really think is that number 1 seed in the East, the Miami Heat. I don't.
Dude, they look unstoppable.
In my opinion, I don't think that they're going to win the NBA Finals. I don't think that they're going to make it to the finals, but I think that they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay. And you think you're going to take the Nets going to the finals, aren't you?
I'm not going to take the Nets going to the finals. I think they're going to be good contenders. But honestly, I think the Bucks go back to the finals.
You think so?
I think the Bucks go back to the finals.
Okay.
Because there's trouble in Philly.
Yeah.
James Harden is not the fit that they thought he was going to be.
Dude,
Has he been good?
Sucks.
Has he been good? Yes.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid is still top. He's still in the race for MVP.
I'm actually going to go out on a bold statement and stop you right here. I think the Magic make a comeback. They go from the 15 seed to somehow probably the 6 seed,
even though they're eliminated.
And they're going to make the playoffs,
even
and they're going to win a chip.
Even though they're eliminated.
I'm calling it right now. The Magic.
Cole Anthony comes out.
Here's my thing about the Nets, just real quick, and then we can kind of skip around and talk about some more teams or something. I just don't know that they're in a rhythm yet. I think they need to find the rhythm early in the playoffs if they're going to find a rhythm.
Yeah. Kyrie has been out for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just been KD kind of doing his thing out there and trying to keep the games alive every night and win games. And he's been winning games, still losing some games. They won 6 out of their last 4 games. Or no, they've won they're 6-4 in their last 10 games. So, I mean, they're not bad. They're over 50% for the last games, but they just need to find that rhythm and take over and be dominant.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens this next week. The play-ins. Yeah, they start on Sunday. No, Tuesday. My bad. Tuesday. They start Tuesday night. The play-in tournaments will happen, and so we will see how those go. Tuesday night at 6:00 is the first game. At 8:30 will be the second game for the East.
Okay.
On Wednesday, or the West, I meant. The West will be at 8:30.
Okay.
On Wednesday will be 9th and 10th place at 6:00, and 9th and 10th place for the West at 8:30. Okay. So tune in April the 12th and April the 13th for the play-in tournament.
Okay.
At this time, we're going to take a quick break. And then we're going to come back and talk about some Major League Baseball, some interesting stuff that's happened this week, some crazy things that have happened this week.
The Rangers still suck.
Rangers, with the star talent that they have, lost their first game last night in a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
Francesco Lindor gets hit by a pitch, bench is clear. We'll talk about that coming up.
Welcome back
to Beat the Heat on Sports. We want to thank you guys for staying tuned to this episode. Lights out at the Mets Nationals game, delayed 14 minutes.
The boogeyman was out.
The boogeyman was out due to a power malfunction. Baseball players and fans pretty familiar with some rain delays, but the lights went out. Our players took the field at Nationals Park in anticipation of a scheduled 7:05 game.
We could have made that game very interesting. I would just like to put that out there. Let's get a glow-in-the-dark baseball. Everybody's got a glow-in-the-dark glove. And glow-in-the-dark bat, and we just start slinging out there.
I mean, we could have had some fun.
Throw the ball. Let's hit some glow-in-the-dark nukes. Somebody's going to get pelted in the face of the baseball.
All I hit is dingers.
Interesting.
I mean, they could have had some fun with that. But only a handful of bulbs actually turned on around the ballpark as dusk descended. It was too tough to see the baseball well enough, so action did not begin on time. The game didn't start until the Mets center fielder Brandon Nimmo threw out the first pitch, 7:19 p.m.
Okay, all right.
So 7:05.
Was this at the Mets Stadium?
This was at the Nationals Park.
Oh, Nationals. Okay, I was going to say I've been to the Mets when I went to New York for my senior trip, and let me tell you that the Mets Stadium is one of the most ghetto stadiums I've ever seen in my life.
It's New York.
Yeah, it was rough. They need to redo some
I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel at a 7:05 start and then the game doesn't start till 7:19. I don't know about that, but we'll see. But that's not the only thing that happened at the Mets Nationals game. New York Mets Francisco Lindor, is intentionally hit, making him the 4th player hit
that game.
In that game.
Yeah.
That game. Not the fourth player hit this season.
Or coming out slinging.
But that game.
The first thing I'm going to do, first thing I'm doing, I'm going to walk you through the process of what you do when you get hit with the ball, especially if it's intentional. If it's unintentional and the guy seems apologetic, you walk it off. You kind of stare at him for a second, though. You let him know. You let him know you're the alpha.
Is that when you become Batman?
I'm Batman.
You just look at him and be like, "You're dead.
I'm vengeance." No. What you do, you look right at him, point at him with your bat in your hand. All right, you're staring this man down. Then you proceed to throw your helmet at him as hard as you can. It doesn't matter if it hits him or not. You throw your helmet at him. He's got to move out of the way. That gives you more time to run him down. You keep the bat in your hand. Everybody makes this mistake of throwing their bat and getting all mad, and then they run out there. You have no weapon. You are now equal to the pitcher, who's going to hit you in the face with his glove and then proceed to maul on you like Nolan Ryan did. All right, you walk out there with that bat and you chase that man around until you get a hack right at his femur. Now you're probably going to jail, but
you're probably going to jail.
It will be the greatest in-game fight of all time. It'll be better than Myles Garrett whopping Mason Rudolph over the head with his own helmet. That man turned him around and spanked him with his own helmet, basically.
Who was the one? I forget. Oh my gosh, I can't believe his name is thrown off the tip of my. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm looking at his face in my brain right now. But the Washington Nationals player that was really, really good. He is all he hit was dingers.
I don't know.
Has the nice hair.
I don't know. Why are you talking about a dude that has nice hair? It's a little sus.
That's not what I meant. But when you were talking about fights,
You thought of somebody from the Nationals?
Yeah, when it was back in the day, he like threw his helmet and he tried throwing it at the pitcher because he was running at him, and it just went straight into the ground, like away from the pitcher. I was like, I don't know how.
You just got to do something, get the crowd hyped up, then you get the dugouts cleared, and you just start wailing on this dude. You take the bat, even if you're not going to hit him with the bat, you scare the crap out of him with the bat, man. You got to be smart. Everybody's stupid. Everybody gets in these fights to take all their padding off and hockey and everything, man. Keep that on. That's to your advantage. You take theirs off and you hit them with it, just like Myles Garrett did. Myles Garrett was a smart man. He's a dumb man for hitting somebody with the helmet, first of all, but he's a smart man for knowing what to hit him with.
Oh, man. Well, so we all now know if there's a fight that breaks out and Chandler's involved in a baseball game, that's
I'm taking a bat right to you, bro.
All right.
Chasing you down.
The Mets ended up winning that game after the brawl, after
Tatis smacked the dude over the head with a bat is what should have happened. They definitely would have been winning.
Oh my goodness. Well, the Mets beat the Nationals 7-3 after the delay.
Yeah.
After the fight. Mm-hmm. After everything had happened.
Opening day. This is a great event on opening day.
Yeah. Well, it's been a couple of days, but it's opening week.
Oh, okay.
It's opening week. But that's not the only thing that has happened this week. Josh Donaldson delivers a walk-off single in the 11th versus the Boston Red Sox. Man, Yankees and Red Sox, that is always a intense game.
Yeah.
Not only just the game itself, but the fans. Man, those Yankees.
You know they're fighting in the parking lot.
Oh, they are fighting. They are cussing at each other.
Somebody got stabbed that night.
Somebody probably got stabbed or shot. We just didn't hear about it. Yeah. Those games are always intense, but the Yankees with Josh Donaldson walked it off, 6-5 win over the Boston Red Sox. But let's still talk about the New York Yankees. Mm-hmm. Aaron Judge is disappointed after failing to reach an extension with the New York Yankees ahead of opening day deadline. My man, Aaron, has turned down. The team had offered earlier Friday, offered the man a 7-year, $213.5 million extension, and he turned it down.
Nah, man, I'll take the money. I don't care. Give me the money.
I mean,
where to go with that?
Aaron, I love you, brother. I think you're a great player.
Good guy.
You're a really good guy. But 7 years, $213 million, and you say no?
Take the bag. I'm not gonna lie. You ain't the best player in the league.
Look. If you want to turn that down, come to the Rangers. We'll take you. We'll take you. I don't know if we'll be able to pay you because we got Corey Seager.
We should have just traded Gallo for Judge. Is what we should have done.
Yeah.
Still hurts.
Yeah, it still hurts. I miss Joey.
Yeah.
I hope you're doing good, brother.
Mr. Dinger.
But with the Yankees still won 6-5 in extra innings on versus the Boston Red Sox. But Judge self-imposed as a deadline of opening day for coming to terms on an extension that would have prevented him from hitting free agency. But he and the Yankees did not reach an agreement. $213.5 million extension, paired with the $17 million it offered in arbitration this season, would have made the entire package just over $230 million.
That's a lot of money, man.
That is a lot of money, and I am sorry. But again, Aaron, take the bag.
Yeah.
Take the money. Take the money and play. That just goes to show you that a bunch of these players, no matter how good they may be, no matter how good they may be off the field, they are all about the moolah.
Man, that's a business.
I mean, I get it's a business, but 7 years, 200, the package ended up being 230 mil.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even make. I can't even I don't even know what $1 million looks like. I do on paper.
Yeah, I could
write out $1 million and with all the zeros, but I have never seen $1 million in my life.
100%.
I mean, come on now.
No way.
Take the money.
Yeah.
Take the money. But the Dodgers beating the Rockies 5-3 on Russell Wilson's opening pitch. Russell Wilson in Denver, not happy
Good
about
fit.
it still.
Good fit.
No, it's going to
We're going to win the Super Bowl. We're going to win.
Chandler stamping approval.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
We're going to win.
But Russell Wilson threw out the first pitch in Denver last night, and then they lost.
Yeah, they suck.
Just like the regular season that they're going to see. But
no. Cap.
something that we're not surprised of seeing is the Rangers losing again.
Yet again. You know
what? I love the Rangers. I love going to the games, but they lost 10-8 last night. High scoring game. Not gonna lie. High scoring game, but again,
losing 10-8.
Tired of seeing us lose. Tired of seeing
Who did we lose to? The Blue Jays?
We lost to the Jays.
Man, we lost a bunch of Canadians.
I know, for real. Well, the Blue Jays, I will say, was looking at some predictions of who's going to win the World Series, just like simulation things.
Yeah.
Not really.
The way too early predictions.
Yeah, the way too early predictions. And a bunch of those predictions have put the Toronto Blue Jays of winning this World Series this year.
Wow, okay.
Well, hey, if they win the World Series and the Rangers are there right there with them, hey, I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? But the Rangers, we need to win. Yeah. We don't need another bad season. I mean, we have Corey Seager. I mean, our lineup is Willie Calhoun. We have Adolis Garcia, Nate Lowe, Corey Seager. We have Simeon. I mean, come on. We have players. Studs. We have studs. We've got to utilize. Yeah. We've got to utilize. We've got to have a decent season this year. We can't lose. We got to make the playoffs.
We went ahead and built ourselves a big old stadium when we didn't need it, and
right next door to
and now we can't afford to pay anybody that's worth the crap.
Yeah. We get rid of our good players and it's whatever. But the Braves beat the Reds last night 7-6. Not honestly. Not really surprised that the Braves are. They're 1-1. Yeah. Okay, they won one. They lost one. They lost yesterday. They won this. They won yesterday, or they lost 2 days ago. Won yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised on how they've been performing. World defending World Series champs. But I did see that Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yes.
doesn't miss Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, apparently. I watched watched an interview with Freddie Freeman over there at the Dodgers, and he was like, "Yeah, I didn't think that we had any beef or anything. I thought we were fine." He was like, "I think some of the misconception about us having beef or something is that I was just a veteran and I kind of enforced the rules that the Braves have, like every organization has. Hey, you got to be clean shaven like the Yankees, or the Braves were like, you can't, your sunglasses can't cover the Atlanta logo on your hat, stuff like that. He was touching on it. He's like, and I think a misconception is that like I was doing it out of animosity or spite to be a jerk to him. It's like, no, it's like I just genuinely didn't.
He's a veteran. He's a veteran.
Yeah, he's been there long enough. He understands the rules.
When I look at Freddie Freeman, he reminds me so much of Michael Young.
Okay,
he does. Okay. I mean, just his style of play, the way he presents himself off the field. He just reminds me of Michael Young off the Texas Rangers.
I can see that.
Ronald Acuna is more of a modern day player.
Yeah.
He inspires the younger generation, and he's a great player.
Yeah.
I was sad to see that his season ended so shortly last year.
Mm-hmm.
Still was a World Series champ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, he was in the dugout.
Yeah.
He hurt, but
still a champ. Yeah.
But he inspires the modern day players, the young players this day.
Mm-hmm.
But I see what Freddie Freeman is getting at.
Yeah.
He's an older player.
Yeah.
He's a veteran.
Yeah. I don't know that he meant any of it or whatever the whole situation that they're saying happened or like whatever it is. I don't think he meant it to be just rude to the guy. I think he just meant it to let him know, hey, you're gonna get fined if you keep doing all this stuff. You know, I'm just letting you know as a teammate and a player. Maybe it coming from me, somebody that's with you every day, spends time with you every day, works out with you, everything like that. It'll mean more to you, and maybe he didn't take it that way.
No, maybe not. Well, we'll see. We'll keep track on what's to come in baseball. It's only the second day. Today we have the Rangers playing the Blue Jays again.
Okay.
At 2.
Okay.
They play at 2 o'clock. Or 2:07. My bad. I forgot these weird times nowadays. 2:07. The Red Sox will play the Yankees at 3:05, and the Braves will play the Reds tonight at 6:20. Alongside with
these
some
are horrible times.
They're really weird.
That makes me more mad than the lockout situation. The times.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
But we'll touch on it.
But we'll see. The Mets Nationals will play at 6:05. Dodgers Rockies at 7:10.
Yeah.
Padres Diamondbacks at 7:10. And the Astros versus the Angels at 8:07.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go.
Yeah.
Albert Pujols. Back on the cards.
Yes.
Do you think
he's going to need a walker? He's going to need a designated runner. He's going to need.
Can I have a designated runner? Besides that, do you think this is his last season?
Yes, I do.
I think he signed with the Cardinals to only retire after this year.
Yeah.
I think that's the case.
Yeah. I think that it's a farewell season for him, and he just wanted to just kind of hang out and everything like that. But
we'll see. We'll see. But we're going to wrap up that segment right there. Stay tuned. There's a lot of baseball going on tonight or today, starting at 1 o'clock, or actually 12:10. Sorry, my bad. 12:10. You have the Rays versus the Orioles, as well as the White Sox versus the Tigers.
Okay.
So a lot of baseball that is happening today. So stay tuned to that. But we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk about the Masters. The Masters is on CBS. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Beat the Heat on Sports. The Masters Golf Tournament started on Thursday with a couple practice rounds. Tiger looked good in those practice rounds, saying that he was going to win it all.
Yeah, he was very confident. Even two right now, him being +2 or +1.
He's +1 now.
+1. He's still confident that he can come back and make a run at it. I saw a comment that he said last night. He's like, yeah, I'm still in this thing. I still got a chance. He said, I like where I'm at.
Yeah. I mean,
he likes the underdog role, apparently.
I get it. Honestly, though, I have to give it to Tiger because he should have been dead.
Yeah, he should have not had a leg.
He should have. The wreck that he had.
Yeah.
He's lucky to be alive. He's lucky to be walking right now, and for him to be one over in the biggest tournament of the year is insane.
I agree.
I mean, it's insane, and I'm excited to see where he goes. Like we said, he's one over. He tees off at noon today, but I hope to see that he makes a run.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him. I mean, even no matter what he shoots, honestly, I'm going to say he had a good tournament.
Yeah.
Because the only tournament he played in prior to this was the PNC with Charlie.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was just a fun tournament. And this is an actual this is a major tournament, the Masters.
100%. And if you're watching him, this man is out there giving it his all. So he's been having up and down holes. Like, he'll play a good hole, play a bad hole. He doesn't have his consistency down, but he's scrambling, making par after par after par. He'll drop one, but then he'll gain it right back on the next hole. He knows what he's doing. We all know he knows what he's doing. It's just a matter of can it translate from his mind into his body, and can his body handle what he's going through all day long. I was sitting there thinking at first, and I was like, I don't know why everybody's making such a big deal about him walking the course and everything like that. Obviously, this man is 100% like, he wouldn't have come out here if he didn't think he could play. 100%.
Yeah, no.
He wouldn't put his body through that. He wouldn't intentionally hurt himself unless he thought he had a chance.
Right.
He's like, man, I'm spending every night in ice. Like, he said that. He's like, ice is what he's doing every night. He's probably in like an ice tub, then he's probably icing his knees, icing his back. I mean, just everything he can to come back every day. And low-key, his face looks like he's grimacing the entire time.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell he's definitely in some pain.
Mm-hmm.
I think the practice rounds were calmer because it was only 9 holes. He was still walking. But it wasn't as challenging as now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not 18 holes.
Yeah.
It's not. What he played 27 holes in practice rounds, or in the practice round. And he said he felt good. He said he was confident that he was going to win this thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's out of it, because anything can happen in the Masters.
Yeah.
I mean, we do recall Jordan Spieth a few years ago. I love Jordan.
Yeah.
I played in a Kids Swing golf tournament with Jordan.
Yeah.
I mean, it was awesome. Jordan's a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him have a decent lead.
Yeah.
And then one hole.
Yeah.
Ruined that completely. And then it just went all downhill from there.
Yeah.
So anything can happen. Yeah. But it is shocking, to say the least, that Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, and Jordan Spieth missed the cut.
As well as 15 other names that in the golf world on any given tournament are going to be there playing.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to see, I don't know what it is this year, but it seems like it's a very competitive group of guys out there this year. But it's also, I don't know if I would say I've watched a Masters and not seen so many formidable players, so many good players drop as fast as we did this week.
Yeah. I mean, you had Xander Schauffele, Francesco Molinari. You had Gary Woodland, Fred Couples. I mean, Bryson,
all these guys dropping
Matthew
like flies.
Louis Oosthuizen.
Yeah, he was out after
Paul
the first
Casey.
day. Out of the first day as well.
I mean, you have all these guys that are well known that missed the cut.
Yeah.
But you have one on top of the leaderboard with Scotty Scheffler.
I mean, that man is on a streak.
That
right
man
now.
is lights out. He had two bogeys yesterday.
Yeah.
And he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 birds.
Yeah.
7 birds.
I mean,
shot a 67.
What wasn't Scheffler like even after round 1 or something?
He shot a 69.
Okay, so
the first round he was 3 under,
and then he went
5 under yesterday.
Yeah.
He is sitting at 8 under for the round
with bogeys.
Tees off at 2:50 Eastern time, with 2 bogeys.
Yeah.
So just imagine if he parred those.
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler has tied the record for biggest lead after 36 holes.
Wow. I mean, you could go to the biggest lead after
anything can happen today, because after seeing yesterday, you had 25 mile an hour gusts yesterday.
It's crazy.
I don't know how you play golf in 25 mile an hour gusts. You ain't gonna see me out there.
Yeah.
I just get too mad and lose my clubs.
Yeah. Adam Schefter posted saying it's going to be crazy to see what these guys do. They're all scrambling to figure out every time they go to a hole, the wind is different. Gusts are coming from every direction at 25 miles an hour. And it's going to be very interesting, very exciting to see what happens. And, man, the guys that have still found a way to stay under par and to keep shooting low and even to stay in it and make the cut have been just absolutely resounding. I'm excited to see where it goes. Yeah. Excited to see Tiger take it low today and even take it low on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like we said, we got 2 rounds left. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
It's the Masters.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's fighting for that green jacket.
I did want to touch on this. I watched this hilarious clip this morning. I woke up and somebody posted a clip of all the interviews for the Masters for 2022, and it was like all the different guys from different countries and everything, and he was using accents and everything, and he's like, every time they ask a question, they're like, yeah, DeChambeau wanted to talk about the bombs Tiger's hitting. What do you think about the bombs Tiger's hitting? And it was like, hey, what do you think about short game? Tiger's short game, yeah. And all these guys are just like, I don't want to talk about Tiger. I want to talk about Tiger. I mean, it's literally only Tiger this week.
Yeah, this week, as soon as he stepped on the course for the practice rounds on Sunday, when he stepped on the course Sunday, or when he arrived Sunday, it was all about Tiger.
Yeah.
I mean, people before
as it should be to a degree.
I agree. People before that were even talking about Tiger. I can't even imagine the conversations.
Yeah.
Before
Shout out
that.
Barstool Sports, their golf podcast, Foreplay Pod or whatever. They freaking had Tiger's plane tracked. Like, they had his plane tracking number. Obviously, it's public record. You can see any plane that flies. But they knew his plane number, and as his plane left, they followed it, and they could see he was on his way to Augusta, and they posted, hey, Tiger's on his way to Augusta. He's playing this weekend. Yep. Before anybody even knew about it. It was funny. It was just crazy. Everybody knew Tiger was going to come. We all knew Tiger was taking off everything else so he could make his appearance at the Masters. But just this whole week has been surrounded by Tiger. I would say Scheffler's lead hasn't been as much of a big factor, been talked about as much, just because of Tiger. And that's okay. Maybe that's what Scotty Scheffler needs.
Yeah, because if people are talking about it, I know just knowing from my standpoint, if I had a record like that.
Yeah,
and I knew that I was in the lead.
If you're going low,
and people are talking about it, and people are looking and stuff like yes, I get it. It's the Masters. People are going to be watching.
Yeah,
but if it was me, it would get to me.
Yeah,
because it would make it a whole lot harder to stay focused, because I'm just like, man, I've got this lead. I've tied the record for largest lead after 36 holes.
Yeah.
All these people are pounding me about it. No. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to stay focused.
Yeah, and they're not. I would say they are not pounding him as much as they would if anything was happening. You know, like say it's anybody else, but Tiger is playing right now. I mean, it's not as big of a deal, and I think that plays to Scotty Scheffler's advantage. He has pressure on himself. His family's watching. Everybody's watching Scotty Scheffler, but they're watching Tiger Woods even more.
Yeah, they're watching Tiger. So stay tuned. Today is round 3 is in progress.
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler tees off at 150. You have Dustin Johnson teeing off at 120.
Yeah.
You have Justin Thomas at 1240, and Tiger Woods will tee off at noon today.
Yeah.
So we will see how those guys perform. It has already teed away with Adam Scott, Victor Hovland, 1 over par for the round after 1. So they have started out. You have a couple other guys that have teed off. Next person to tee off is Cam Davis at 950, as well as Lucas Glover and Seamus Power. So stay tuned as round 3 is in progress at Augusta National Golf Club. But we want to wrap this segment up. We want to wrap this episode. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Beat the Heat on Sports. Thank you guys for joining us on episode 6.
Yeah, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Tune in every Saturday for the latest around the leagues. Comment down below what you guys want to see from us and hear on the next podcast, and even some videos coming out soon. We got some content coming out, looking at some channel options. You guys stay tuned for all that stuff.
This is Beat the Heat on Sports. I'm Colin.
This is Chandler.
And we will see you guys next week.
Thanks.